Grossinger's Catskill Resort Hotel was a resort in the Catskill Mountains in the town of Liberty, near the village of Liberty, New York. One of the largest Borscht Belt resorts, it was a kosher establishment that catered primarily to Jewish clients from New York City. After decades of activity and notable guests, it closed its doors in 1986. History: Asher Slick Grossinger moved from New York City to Ferndale in Sullivan County in the Catskill Mountains in the 1900s. There he rented rooms to visitors from New York City. His wife, Malk, operated the kosher kitchen, and Jenny Grossinger, his daughter, was the hostess. They called their home Longbrook House. In 1919, they sold it and purchased a bigger house on 100 acres, calling it Grossinger's Terrace Hill House. In 1952, Grossinger's earned a place in the history of skiing as the first resort in the world to use artificial snow. Reportedly, the Grossinger family offered $1 million to rename the local New York, Ontario and Western Railway train station at Ferndale, New York to Grossinger's, but were rebuffed by competing hoteliers. By the time Jenny died in 1972, the hotel had grown to 35 buildings on 1,200 acres that served 150,000 guests a year. It had its own airstrip and post office. During his fighting days, Rocky Marciano would train at the resort. But in the late 1970s and 1980s, resorts like Grossinger's or the Concord could no longer attract younger guests. In August 1984, Grossinger, a unregistered trademark S, in its dying years, promoted a Woodstock weekend to mark the 15th anniversary of the festival. It featured a workshop in tie-dyeing, a musical performance by David Clayton Thomas, formerly of Blood, Sweat and Tears, a midnight showing of the 4-hour documentary Woodstock, and an appearance by John Sebastian, who advised, "Don't eat the purple Zims." Abby Hoffman, who was thrown off the Woodstock stage by Pete Townshend of The Who for making a political speech, was brought in by Grossinger, a unregistered trademark S for the promotion. In 1986, the Grossinger descendants sold the property to Servco. Grossinger's main hotel and main resort areas closed in 1986, but the golf course is still open as of 2015. The members of the golf clubhouse call the course Big G. Servco failed to reopen the hotel due to the massive costs associated with it. Numerous other companies also failed the same feat. It is owned by Louis Capelli as of September 2013, who is hoping for casinos to come to the area. Description: like most Catskill resorts, Grossinger's grew over time, evolving from a Victorian hotel, later remodeled with mission-style improvements, through a Tudor-styled expansion in the 1940s and ending with the construction of modernist-styled accommodations and entertainment facilities in the 1950s and 1960s. The original building, the former Nichols House, was designed by Frank Kotel, a local architect. Competition from nearby resorts drove the 1940s expansion, expanding the dining room on a large scale and creating the Terrace Room Club and the Pink Elephant Bar. The Terrace Room was expanded and renovated in 1949 by architect Maurice Lapidus, one of Lapidus's first hotel commissions. Further reading: Joel Pomerantz. Jenny and the Story of Grossinger's, Richard Grossinger, New Moon. References. External links: Grossinger's Golf and Country Club, Catskill Archive, Grossinger's Hotel, Jewish Virtual Library, Jenny Grossinger, Grossinger's Hotel Today, all abandoned, Grossinger's Hotel in 2010.